Root Von Root here in my jammies. Wanting to come straight at you, talk to you about something I found today that I didn't know existed regarding video game whatchahoos. It's a strange little thing I found today, and want to introduce you to it. I looked it up and found out some things about it. I've tested it, it works, but I haven't tested all the stuff that goes into, well, so let me show you what's going on here. Alright, boys and girls, this thing here is what I found today, and I bought it for $5 whole, along with that, $4.99 to be exact. This thing is called the Power Joy, and what it is, when I looked it up, blew my mind. So what this is, as you can see, it looks kind of like a Nintendo 64 controller. But what it really is a plug-and-play system. First off, so let me show you the plug-and-play here. If you're familiar with this, this is interesting in itself. First off, we got composite video here, video and mono audio. Running up the same cord is a power cable, so that's kind of interesting in itself. It also runs on batteries, 4 AA's right there, so that's kind of cool too. But that's not what the coolest thing is about this. First off, it's a plug-and-play system, so it has some games loaded into it already, maybe 10, 12, something like that. And what these are Nintendo games. Well, these are hacked Nintendo games, sort of. They're from a third party that took Nintendo games and made them into their own. But then, there's a couple things that blow my mind here. First off, well, let me just say that, so this is one player controller here. On the bottom, you'll see there's a controller port here. This is for the second player, and it plugs into this first player right here using this cable. So that's kind of weirdo in itself. And you can see, here's a look at the second player controller. Kind of looks like kind of a Super Nintendo style. It doesn't have the buttons up here. It's got the 4 over here. And then here's two things that just blew my brain apart. It has a cartridge slot right here. And when I found out it's KeyCat. No, she doesn't go in the cartridge slot. But what goes in this, well, she might here in a second. But what goes in this cartridge slot is Nintendo Famicom cartridges. And apparently, I look it up online, and most, or maybe all, Famicom cartridges will work on this. And what a Famicom is, for those who don't know, and some of you may not know, but some of you may, that is the original, well, it's the Nintendo NES, the NES, the toaster here in the United States. Before that, the first version of that came out in Japan as the Nintendo Famicom. Came out in '83, and then they did well over there and decided to take on the United States, and the Nintendo Entertainment System came to the United States. So it's the Japanese version of that. So this, in essence, this thing right here is actually a Famicom console. So you can get Super Mario Brothers, the Japanese version, and put it right in there and play it. Now here, you see this trigger here. Here's the second thing that blows my mind. You see this thing on the front here? That is a Nintendo Zapper that's been put into this. So if you're playing Duck Hunt or some other Zapper game, it uses that right there just as a zapper, and this right here is the trigger. You got a zapper in this thing. And it'll work on CRT TVs, apparently. Now, I don't have a Famicom cart to put in this, but on the loaded games that are on this, there are some Zapper games, and I had plugged it up upstairs into an LCD TV, which won't work with a Zapper, but I could plug it into this guy here and actually try one of those Zapper games. So and it came with this AC adapter as well. apparently when it was new, it also came with a cartridge that had, I think, 86. What do they call them? It's not. It's kind of pirated. It's not. It wasn't really legal, I don't think. But 86 Famicom games on one cart, and I just ordered that off of PayPal, and that should be coming just because I want to have it with this. I'm not into those type of carts normally, but since this is kind of a back room, and it was really for sale over there, and apparently, this, as the story is, there was some legal issues. And I don't know who won, what happened, or whatever, but I've never heard of this, never seen it. This is the very first time that I can play Nintendo Famicom cartridges, 8-bit Famicom cartridges here at home, because I have this and I bought it for $5, and it works. Albeit I haven't tested the cartridge slot yet, but we'll soon. So maybe I'll make a video. I'm trying to get all this in here. Rose keycat. There you go, all out of control. So here's what I got. And a keycat tail. So, sure enough, maybe I'll make a video playing it one of these days. So, there you go. Something super weird that I had no idea existed, and the more I learn about it, the more excited I actually am about it. How weird. So, there you go. I'll go old school, just turn the phone around. RvR's here on the scene. Thanks for joining me. And do stuff and be things.